Welcome to the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show on iHeartRadio. Coming up, Seth Angel. Pardon me?
There he is.
Seth Angel, Houston Raceway Park, and NHRA Spring Nationals. Plus, we have the events calendar and the stories making automotive news headlines this week. Howdy, along with Mike out of This World Mars. We need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us on this Saturday. And if you're listening on a podcast, then congratulations to you. You found us. And we promise to entertain you, delight you. Jeff has his tutu on, and he's going to do a little naked tap dance later in this segment.
No.
Joining us now from Houston Raceway Park for the NHRA Spring Nationals, its owner-proprietor, Seth Angel. Seth, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Great to be on and chat with you guys.
Well, it's always good to be with you. So Mars said, yeah, he wanted to address some rumors. What rumors? We're still going to have the Spring Nationals, aren't we?
Yeah, of course. Look, our focus and our mission is to put on one of the best NHRA national events we've ever hosted here in about 3 weeks, April 22nd to the 24th, our 35th anniversary NHRA Spring Nationals.
And with our help, it's going to come off absolutely just as you mentioned.
Perfect.
Of course, you guys are part of our family, and you guys are, your success is obviously why we love to have you guys part of our venue and our event, and we love working with you guys. But look, our event is really on tap to be one of the most spectacular NHRA Spring National race weekends I've ever been a part of, and certainly in the 3.5-decade history that our family has hosted these events. Obviously for one big reason, and that is because it is the final NHRA Spring Nationals event that we'll host at the facility. So our focus and our mission is to put the best show on, and we're really excited about it. I can tell you, as I sit here today, the tickets activity and the number and the interest just around every aspect of the event is through the roof. And so we're expecting a record-setting weekend, and really look forward to putting on championship drag racing at the highest level.
So Seth, I had heard that even though that this will be the last NHRA Spring Nationals event, that Houston Raceway Park is going to continue to stay open for a while longer. Is that right?
Yeah, that's true, Don. We're in a position where we've been afforded the opportunity to extend our lease out. We've exercised that opportunity certainly through the end of 2022. And if you look at our event schedule and our calendar, we've got a full slate of events through the end of the year, and we're excited about those. And I think as we look past that into 23, we have every intentions to extend another 1-year lease to continue to operate the facility and host events like we've done for the last 3.5 decades. With the one caveat being in that, right now we're just not in a position where we can say definitively that we would bring back the NHRA national event. We've had a wonderful working relationship with the leadership team at the NHRA, and I remember my dad and my uncles and the Gay family, having conversations with Wally Parks back in the late 80s and bringing this tour and this series to Houston. And we're great to be a part of that. But for us at this point in time, that chapter will close and we'll proceed forward. So but our focus is, like I said at the beginning of the interview, we're going to deliver to our fans who we love so much one heck of a weekend come April 22nd.
Well, let me just throw this out there. I mean, we've had a lot of rock and roll artists in our day go, oh, this is my last tour, I'm not going to do this anymore. And then, for whatever reason, they go,
one more.
One more maybe. And I'm thinking, well, you've left the door open. I mean, it's still possible for a special event, a special one-off. Hey,
by popular demand.
By popular demand, we're gonna. I swear to God, this is going to be the last one.
More.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because that's been brought up and brought to my attention in several interviews that I've done. And look, I'll tell you guys, like I told them, I would never say never, but I can tell you definitively, to your listeners and to our fans that we've had no conversations with NHRA about anything past this year.
But you forgot to say yet.
But those conversations certainly could happen, and I imagine that there'll be some conversation around that.
Well, let me just say this, that we do know Glenn Cromwell personally, and and I know that we'll run into him there at the Spring Nationals at the end of the month.
Look at that smile. But not say a word. Not say a word.
No, but I'll tell you what, that is a toothy smile you got there. I will say that. So I will just leave it at that. So what can we expect on the 3-day extravaganza called the Spring Nationals final event?
No, look, you're going to expect championship caliber drag racing at the ultimate level. Our racetrack's in the best condition and shape it's ever been in. And you know, we're really excited about bringing in our fans and showcasing the sport as we've done for the last 3.5 decades. We've got some great things on tap to kind of highlight the history of the park and the track and some of the greatest moments that have taken place here over the last 3.5 decades. And our fans will certainly get a taste of that every single day that they're here in a few weeks.
Well, we truly are looking forward to coming back out there, and you know, Seth's been so kind to let us set up in the top eliminator club over there. It's out of the weather, and it's out but it gives the drivers access to one-on-one interviews. Then with our connection with Toyota, they always bring us great interviews, and we've established a great relationship with Antron Brown. And as we all know, Schumacher Racing has evolved, and some of these guys, drivers, very popular with the fans, have set up their own teams. It's a different day. It's not last year. It's this year. And I will say that I think it's the most exciting part of the NHRA, this kind of a changeover happening right now. Don't you agree?
100% agree with your assessment, Don. The landscape of the sport of NHRA drag racing has never been more dynamic than it is today. I mean, you know, what you're seeing is kind of this evolution of these super teams and these powerhouse teams. And you're kind of seeing them kind of splinter off into these 1- and 2-car teams, which I really think is what the sport needs. And I think you'll see that continue down the road. Antron Brown, you know, great guy. You know, if I was a sponsor, he'd be one of my top guys because he's just so personable and energetic and full of life. And that's, you know, that's what you want for someone that's, who's branding your company and becoming the face of your company. And it's not just him. It's Ron Capps.
Yep.
You know, Tony Schumacher's back in the seat. You know, and look, there's a lot of great things in every category. And it's, you know, we just can't wait to welcome them here in a few weeks.
Have you ordered the hot dogs yet? Because you know that's where I kind of tend to go to at events like this, and I know that you're a caterer for years and years out there, who's turned into another good friend of mine. He does such a fantastic job with all of your vendors and concessions out there. It's just a good family-friendly event.
Yeah, no, look, there is no I in team. I can assure you that, and we've got. You know, if you really think about it, you look over that event weekend and you look at the number of vendors and team members and ticket takers and parkers and suite attendants and security. You know, this thing takes literally 400 to 500 people to operate over the course of the weekend. So it's no small feat by any means. And, you know, you got to do that as a team. We've got a great team behind us and behind me. And you know, that's what we're here to do. That's our job. And, you know, we get to, you know, for me, at least, and for us, it is, it's work. But for you guys and for our fans, it's all about the experience and making memories of a lifetime.
I agree.
I'm predicting track records. I'm predicting records to be broken at that event. And, you know, what a way to go out, too. That's my prediction.
Yeah, no, I certainly hope you're right. And like I said before, our track's never been better. And if the weather gods are on our side, then I think you can certainly see that. I was watching some of the highlights from yesterday's race in Vegas, and was watching some. I think Matt Hagan and John Forrest were we're going 332 miles an hour, which is insane in a funny car. And
in the desert,
they'll have them tuned up, and they will have them. They'll have them going on the track. I think
Seth,
they'll have the edge.
So what's the price of tickets? How do you get to the high level with the Eliminator Club? How does all that work?
Yeah, so the good news is is that all top Eliminator Club and all Nitro Club tickets are sold out, and that's just a evidence of how popular those seating options are. And of course, I think that has a lot to do with that it is the final race that we've got on schedule, and so those premium areas are sold out. But we've got some great daily reserve seating options in our pit side grandstands, that you can go grab, and those start so anywhere from $40 on a Friday to $60 on Saturday and Sunday, and kids 13 and under are free. We encourage bring the family and just come out and hang out and have a good time at the racetrack.
Well, I think it's a great event. I'm a drag racing guy from way back when, before you were born, that's for sure. And it's in my blood. I love coming out there. I love the experience. I love eating hot dogs in the stands. I want to be out there with the fans. So when somebody breaks a track record, or there's some sort of burn down up there at
you're witness to it.
at the Christmas tree, and the fans get on their feet and all are into it. I mean, it's great fun and it's exciting, and it really makes for a great weekend. It's a 3-day event, and we encourage everybody to get you a ticket and go out there. And we're looking forward to seeing you again, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. We as well, and we'll see you sooner than later.
Seth, thank you. Stay in touch. I'll be looking for that TV commercial on my email so I can strip the audio off of that and run some spots. So anyway, you take care, and we will see you in a few weeks.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate
Thanks, Seth.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well,
What a guy. As always, what an incredible guy.
it's a great event. I'm so fortunate that I have had the chance to be friends with Seth for a long time now, and I had gone away from drag racing because of life events, raising kids and all that sort of stuff. And back in the early 90s, I reintroduced myself to professional drag racing, and I follow it every weekend. And I might not go to all of the events, but I certainly go to the Houston event.
When I worked for Keystone with Joe Amato, 5-time top fuel champion, I've got pictures of Laura, my daughter, with Kathy in the grandstands. And then what do we have now? We've got my granddaughter, her daughter, in the grandstands with Kathy, and walking with you in the pits and everything, all the videos, all the drivers. So it has become a family thing, a hand-me-down traditional go-to with the kids.
And it's such a thing that, you can go to baseball games and you can go to football games, and after a while you've gone to a baseball. But to go to a drag race like this, where everything is unique, it's not going to be just a quarterback throwing.
Well, it's touchable. The drivers, you handshake. You can't do that with a football or baseball player.
Well, and
Right.
you can't do it at NASCAR, and you can't do it with IndyCar or any other motorsport that
No,
I'm
you
aware
can't.
of without a pit pass, and usually it's some sort of a media thing. And
Yep.
Here you can walk through the pits. You can walk up to the drivers where they're working on the cars and get the autograph and smell the smells.
See all the hectic things that are going in as they're trying to rebuild a motor in between rounds or whatever it is they're doing, the clutches. And it's nothing like watching on TV. It's no comparison. So you got to go out there to get in there and get it all over you so you can really experience it.
They're talking about a fourth booster shot. Just go to an NHRA event and inhale that, and you'll be fine.
That's exactly it. Yes.
It'll cure everything.
There you go.
It definitely will,
It's a
and
beautiful
make you
thing.
cry at the same time in a good
Absolutely.
way.
Yes.
Kind of like a good date on a Saturday night.
I don't cry on dates. Not anymore.
But not any less either.
Not any less either. All right. Well, I forgot to turn the page, so let
Oh,
me
boy.
turn the page.
Turn the page.
It's Bob Seger.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's a
Song.
song?
Turn the page.
Turn the
Turn the
page. Yeah.
page.
Mhm.
You know how to play that?
Oh, yeah.
He's a drummer. He can play anything.
You bet. Thank you, Mike.
An ad-lib it.
Exactly.
Most of the time.
Consumers had to wait a while for Jeep to electrify the Grand Cherokee, but the automaker says it was time well spent. The Grand Cherokee 4xE, which launches this spring, brings a unique skill set to the nameplate with 25 miles of electric range and the torque boost that comes from an electrified powertrain. Jeep says the 4xE is more efficient than the gasoline-powered V6, packs more of a performance punch than the V8 model by besting its 0 to 60 mile per hour time. The Grand Cherokee 4xE shares a powertrain setup with the Wrangler 4xE, a model that logged nearly 30,000 U.S. miles in 2021. Propulsion system combines 2 electric motors, a 400-volt battery pack, a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, and the TorqueFlite 8-speed automatic transmission. To achieve maximum efficiency and capability, the regenerative braking system replenishes the battery on the go. I think it's going to be a big seller for them. I can tell you that the Ram e-Torque that they put in the Ram
right, in the trucks.
Wow, man, it's a $1,500 option, and it transforms that V8 engine into something you're going, oh yeah, and it still gets decent gas mileage. And it's not a put down of the Hellcat motor, and I get all of that. I get, with horsepower in an internal combustion engine, it's all about fuel.
Mm-hmm.
And they generally don't get that great of fuel mileage. But with that e-Torque thing, and with this, the 4xE electrification, it's spot on. They really do their homework and do a good job with those motor combinations.
Yeah, and the e-Torque really changes the way that truck feels, the driving dynamics of it. Even the shift points feel different, you know? And
it's so smooth. Everything about it, from the time that you hit the gas and get off of the start line, from the stoplight, whatever you want to call it, from the moment that you leave a dead stop all the way up to 80 miles an hour, if that's how fast you want to go, all of that is so smooth. There's no heavy shift points, nothing like that. It's just smooth V8 power, kind of like that 1965 Cadillac Brougham. You step on the gasoline, you watch the gas gauge go down in that, but not in this.
Right. And it amazes me when I got to go to that reveal, and the idea that the shift point, a regular transmission, when it shifts, for example, 1 to 2, it's like boom, it shifts. Well, they're putting an electric motor to come on during that brief little time.
Yes.
And it comes on and then it goes off so fast, but you can actually tell it. You would think you couldn't feel it, but you can.
Well, when you compare it to a regular, yes.
Yeah, it changes the dynamic of it. It amazes me that the technology, some of the things they can come up with.
Ford Motor Company adding a new package for the 2023 F-150 pickup for budget-conscious buyers who still want some off-road punch. Starting this fall, the automaker will offer a Rattler package on the entry-level F-150 XL trim. It features content from the FX4 package, such as skid plates, electronic rear locking differentials, hill descent control, specially tuned off-road shock absorbers, and all-terrain tires. Ford will detail price information closer to launch. I think that's a good thing. And a bargain. For instance, I'm a 23-year-old. I want me a pickup truck. I can't afford the big expensive ones, and I want a pickup truck. I want a Ford F-150. Now I can get some of the accoutrement on the upper scale stuff at the entry-level price.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I think so.
To that point, if I could just say something, you talked about the add-ons, the $1,500 for this and $700 for that. Watching John and me come on TV yesterday while you were there, some of these vehicles, they would talk about that. Oh, the wheel covers or the hubcaps were a $4 option, or the luggage rack on that '66 Mustang was $16, or the whatever it was. And you're thinking today's market, today's money is what you just said, $1,500 add-on. Back then, it may have seemed a lot, but it really wasn't in our time.
Right.
You lose that money in the couch.
There was a vehicle yesterday. It was I took a picture of it and the window sticker on it. It was a '68 Oldsmobile 442. I took the picture and the information and sent it to Conrad.
Yeah.
And the sticker price on it was $3,300.
Yeah.
The window sticker for then.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know what the thing went for across the
auction
auction
block.
block.
Back then.
Some
folks.
And so when you talked about $10 for this or $15 for that was a lot of money in comparison to what the car actually cost and the cost of living and what
Yeah.
you made on a yearly
And
basis.
that always gets me when I watch those shows like that. They, wow.
Right.
You know.
U.S. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, NHTSA, on Sunday reinstated a sharp increase in penalties for automakers whose vehicles do not meet fuel efficiency requirements for model years 2019 and beyond. For the 19 to 21 model years, the fine is $14, up from $5.50 for every 0.1 mile per gallon new vehicles fall short of required fuel economy standards, multiplied by the number of non-complying vehicles sold for that automaker. For the 22 model year, that rises to $15. The decision is expected to cost Chrysler parent Stellantis, for instance, as much as $572 million by the company's prior estimates, while boosting the value of compliance credits sold by Tesla. So there's that.
Yep.
So the automakers, the pressure's on, better gas mileage, and they better hurry up and do it.
Yeah,
And that's why Stellantis is dropping the Hellcat motors and all of that other stuff and going electric, because they really it's time, in my estimation. I mean, those motors will still be available for us hot rodders.
Yep. Yeah.
But for the everyday guy, let's go ahead and work on gas mileage.
No, the electric's going to sound like the Jetsons thing.
Michigan environmental regulators issued a violation notice to Jeep parent Stellantis late last week for objectionable paint solvent odors at the Detroit Assembly Complex on Mack Avenue.
You sure it's paint that they're smelling?
It's their upper lip. It's the latest in a growing list of air quality violations for the automaker, which said Monday it is addressing the concerns, quote unquote, with urgency. Violation issued last Thursday was the result of a Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy investigator documenting odors of moderate intensity in neighborhoods near the Detroit plant, according to a copy of the violation notice. Stellantis must respond to the violation by April 14th, according to regulators. All I could think of was Ron White, the comedian Ron White, and his thing with the paper plant over on the other side of town.
Yeah.
Where it stunk. And he raised all sorts of hell, and it was a joke on his routine.
Right.
And that paper plant over there sued him.
Really?
He said, it stinks. It smells bad. How do you make paper smell bad?
Yeah.
It's a tree.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was a big deal.
And then we got Pasadena.
Well,
we have
me
a
tell you
paper
something.
mill up in East Texas, and when it gets right, they're making paper.
I'll tell you this, that, whatever you want to say about Pasadena, I don't care. They have cleaned up their act over there, and when there is a release of something, everybody knows it, and the phone calls start flying.
Well,
that just doesn't happen very much
Well,
anymore.
it's from a past reputation that didn't happen, but now that's all evolved into that. But it used to be Name That Odor when you drove through the city.
Yes, it
What
did.
does that smell like to you?
Duty. The U.S. Senate on Monday again approved a bill to provide $52 billion in U.S. subsidies for semiconductor chips manufacturing in a bid to reach a compromise after months of discussions. The persistent global shortage of chips has disrupted the production in the automotive and electronics industries, forcing some manufacturers to scale back production, and there have been growing calls to decrease reliance on other countries for semiconductors. White House spokesman Jen Psaki, who's leaving, by the way, did you hear that?
Yeah,
she's
I saw
going
that.
to MSNBC, a perfect place for her.
Like a
said the
primary
Senate
thing.
vote was another step to strengthen our supply chains, make more in America, and outcompete China and the rest of the world for decades to come. Jen.
She's going to be the live version when they do the Peanuts Christmas thing live. She will be the live version of Peppermint Patty.
I would like to see that. Again, I could quote you on that?
Sure.
Okay, perfect.
A stage play.
Peppermint Patty. Nice. Insurance Institute for Highway Safety is rolled out a new rating program for seatbelt reminders, and it is the first round of tests on small and mid-sized utility vehicles. Only Subaru models received good marks. Almost half of the other vehicles received poor ratings. What?
Subaru is pretty much
wait
number one in
just a
safety.
minute. Seatbelt reminders.
it shouldn't be a reminder. I mean, if I forget to put my seatbelt
I
on
don't
and
forget
I'm going
to
up the
put.
driveway,
I never forget to put my seatbelt on.
You freak out. You got to put the seatbelt
Whether
on.
there's a reminder or not,
Yeah.
I never forget to
Yeah.
put my seat. It's part of what you do. It's like putting the key in the ignition switch or starting the button. You just do it. It's not that, except for
Not
you.
everybody just does it.
Mars.
I still see people out
you
there
need
that
to
don't
be
wear 'em.
arrested.
Well, I almost was. For
I'm
that.
going to call the Sugarland Police Department right now and say, well, listen, when he leaves here, would you make sure that he's wearing his seatbelt? Because
No.
if he's not, I want him arrested.
You need to give him a
Presidio, Texas, where the only paved road is the
Presidio.
highway that goes through downtown.
Most
Everything
people
else
don't
is dirt.
even know what the name Presidio is.
It's on the border.
I understand
It's
that,
on
but
the
I'm
border.
just saying to you.
So leave the hotel.
Who goes to Presidio, Texas?
My wife and I went to
Presidians.
Presidio one night. We
Yeah.
were there on the way to
yeah,
someplace
and
else.
you didn't get killed?
Nope. Backed out of the hotel, talking. We were laughing about the fact that there was no paved roads except for the highway. Pull out to go find someplace to eat.
Woo!
Exactly. Highway patrol comes to that town once a month. And guess where he was? Been there all day. And he was
Presidio.
leaving. And there I come. I pull out right in front of him with no seatbelt on.
If you're not careful, he's going to pull a Will Smith on you.
Yeah, well, he's already told me what that was all about.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hear that
Yeah.
again. Do you?
He's better be careful.
You don't even know what you said.
Better
do you,
roll the
Mark?
tape
No,
back.
that was
Roll
too
the
long
tape
ago.
back.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
roll
God.
the tape
Roll
back.
the tape back, and you're going to go, oh, my God, did I actually say that?
Exactly.
I doubt that I said anything inappropriate.
To receive a good rating, a vehicle must generate a loud signal and visual alert that lasts at least 90 seconds when somebody in the front row is unbuckled, and at least 30 seconds when a previously buckled second row seatbelt becomes undone.
That's a long 90 seconds is a long time with a
Somebody,
buzzer.
wait a minute, and somebody gets paid to do this?
What's the most annoying noise you have?
It's copy being
90
torn
seconds.
on. What? I don't. Seatbelt. No.
Throw that away.
Yeah, throw that away.
Unless it was like a really nice soft voice. Please buckle your seatbelt.
Hi, Don.
No, it's more like, hey, buckle up.
That would be yours.
Yes.
Mine would be, Don, we know that you don't have your seatbelt buckled. Would you like me to come in there and buckle it for you?
Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Press this button and I'll be right there. No, it doesn't work that way.
There's people out there that go have a cigarette right now after listening.
Quick break now. We're right back. You're on
Oh,
the In Wheel
no.
Time Car Talk Show on iHeartRadio. Father's Day weekend, Saturday, June 18th, 2022. It's the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In, and you're invited. Tailpipes and Tacos Father's Day edition will be at the same Loopy Tortilla in Katy, 8 to 11 a.m. on Saturday, June 18th. It's the only place cruisers compete for trophies and other prizes. Enter your vehicle for Best Hot Rod, Best Classic, and Best Modern Classic. Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's coolest cruise-in and is your opportunity to see the best hot rods, show cars, classics, and resto mods, and get Loopy Tortilla breakfast tacos and adult beverages. There's no entry fee, and cars will automatically compete for custom Loopy trophies and other prizes. It all happens at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10. Kick off summer with Tailpipes and Tacos Father's Day edition, Saturday, June 18th. The In Real Time Car Talk Show will be there too. Celebrate Father's Day, the start of summer, and the return of Tailpipes and Tacos. Saturday morning, June 18th, 8 to 11. We'll see you then, weather permitting.
Mecum Auctions, the world's largest collector car auction company, returns to Houston March 31st through April 2nd at NRG Center. Featuring 1,000 muscle cars, Corvettes, trucks, customs, and more. Broadcast live on Motor Trend TV and Motor Trend Plus. We welcome everyone to Houston to bid in person, and enhanced online bidding and telephone options make it easy to join the Mecum experience from anywhere in the world. Register to bid now at mecum.com.
The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is now part of the iHeart family. Now you'll have access to 24/7 Car Talk anytime you need a fix. Just download the iHeart Radio app and ask for In Wheel Time Car Talk, and there we are. Be sure to save us in your iHeart library for instant access. No matter where you are, you have the best Car Talk Show right on your PC, laptop, or mobile device and never have to worry about finding us again. Of course, you can always get access to our video and audio streams via InWheelTime.com and your favorite podcast channel, and all of this is free to you. From the iHeart Radio app, you'll not only hear our Saturday morning live show, but the best shows of the past, updated weekly. Never miss a minute of up-to-date new car reviews, pre-owned reviews, Conrad's Car Clinic, informative interviews, automotive news, and the most fun car talk show on the planet. Just download the iHeartRadio app, search for In Real Time Car Talk, save it to your library, and with a tap of the icon, you'll be in touch with your favorite Car Talk team. In Real Time Car Talk, streaming now on iHeart.com/InRealTimeCarTalk.